Welcome, Stags in the studio. We are here with three special guests from our women's basketball team who's been crushing it. So, first guest, Kaety L'Amoreaux, a junior from Enwell, New York, with endless accolades, but I put like 4 on here for fun. 2025 MAC All-Second Team, recorded the first triple-double in Fairfield University women's basketball history, leading the MAC in scoring at 19.7 points per game and third in overall offense. Has recorded 1,000 points, 300 rebounds, 300 assists in less than 3 years. And this year, she's a 5-time MAC Player of the Week. Lauren Beach, a graduate nursing student from Medway, Massachusetts, and has been part of every single year of the Carly Thibault-Dudonis era. 71.9% from the field this year. A K-Yow Fund servant leader and an overall leader on and off the floor. Last but certainly not least is Alli Campbell, a graduate student from Altoona, Pennsylvania, in her first year with Fairfield after transferring from Penn State and spent her first year at Notre Dame. A breakout year during her senior campaign at Penn State, 211 points, 106 rebounds, and 114 assists. Back in 2020, she was a Naismith National High School All-American team. Pretty cool accolades, if you ask me. Alli, not only welcome to our studio, but also welcome to Fairfield.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And speaking of coming here to Fairfield for the first time, what made Fairfield so attractive of a place to spend that final year?
Yeah, I think, on my visit, I knew I wanted to come here. I committed literally that Sunday after the weekend. It just felt like home. The group welcomed me with open arms. I knew I fit right in with who they were as people, more importantly, and then also who they were on the court. Coaching staff is awesome. Competitive environment. I mean, we win games here, and I knew I wanted to be a part of a special program who won games but did it in a fun way and, do it with people who I love to be around every day. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, kind of shifting towards Beach and Lammy, what kind of impact has, Alli's leadership and experience made on the team so far this season?
I mean, I think there's been, countless games, and even after practices, Drew knows from practices, we do shout-outs after practices in our team huddles. There's, countless times that people have said, shout out Alli, or Alli was great today. She's just a calming presence on the court, and I feel like that's, the best way to sum up what it's like playing with her. You can always depend on her. You know that she, sees the game so well, and she always gives me feedback, gives all of our teammates feedback. So she's just someone that, I feel like you can really rely on when you're playing. And in real life, too, to be honest, yeah.
I mean, going off that, my biggest thing with Al is that, she's just, a sponge for knowledge, and, anything, you have to say, a coaching staff member has to say, she just, wants to hear, she wants all of it, and, she just wants to get better and make those around her better.
Yeah, 100% right. I think not only do you provide basketball knowledge and experience, but you're also in your graduate years, so maybe a couple of years of life on top of that as well. So
just a couple.
I'm not going to say how many, but there's definitely a couple in there for sure. And then I got to ask Lauren, obviously K-Yow servant leader, how did you kind of stumble across that? Was it an organization? I'm very curious. I'm not really sure what it is. So I'm curious kind of, how it's impacted your life and what it means to you.
Yeah, so I think it was back in September, Alex Ardobo had just grabbed me after one of our practices and told me that she and coach had the opportunity to basically nominate me to be an award recipient. And they basically pick each year a certain number of women's basketball players across the Division I level, from all different schools, all different conferences. And so I was kind of oh, that's cool. I was honored that they would want to nominate me for that, but didn't have super high expectations. Just knowing how many great athletes and people there are at our level. And then, they let me know a little while later that I ended up receiving the award and getting to be a part of that group. And it's always our K-Yow game, our pink game is always really special to me because my mom, when I was in high school, actually had breast cancer, and she's healthy now. She's doing great now. But I also always kind of had a soft spot, especially for our pink game, which I know a lot of people on our team as well feel the same way, or have people really close to them who have been affected. So it's definitely an honor. Sometimes I still can't even believe it. But I'm just really looking forward to our pink game that's coming up this week, actually. Little plug on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like it gets better every year. But yeah, it's just really a great honor.
Yeah, you mentioned all these themed games. There's a ton. The Blacks Excellence game was not too long ago. what does it mean? I'll start with you, Alli, especially coming over here to have not only a great basketball program, but a great community that's rallied around it as well.
Yeah, I've felt that since day one of being here. People in this area just really care about us as people. Like I said, most importantly, I know they're fans of our games, but it's nice to know that they care about us off the court as well, and they support our games, our themed games. They come out and we had a community event downtown earlier this year, and we had a great showing. Like, it's just fun to know that they have our backs both on and off the court, and they really, really support us as people. And this community here is second to none. So they've really showed out from day one since I've been here.
And Lammy, I'll start with you. On the other side, you've done this for 3 years now. So is it different every year? Is it the same? Does it get better? What is your experience like in kind of the more community aspect of this?
Yeah, I would just say it grows every year. Like, you see more kids come to your game, like more girls that want your autograph, like even like younger boys like come up and ask for your autograph. And I just think like there's nothing like it. And it's such an easy community to give back to. Like, we do a ton of community service. We were just at, I think, Stratfield School this morning, and it's like, you know that everyone appreciates it and it's gonna come full circle. So it's really easy to give back.
Yeah, I experienced it a little bit of myself. At the kids' game, people were coming up to me for autographs. I think if you dress nice in like a suit one time, it actually happens. But that's super cool. You guys do that a lot after the games. And Lauren, I'm curious, what is it like to have the kids so involved? It's not very often that you have, a whole city around you of, I think we have 4 or 5 different public schools around here. What is it like to just be able to be almost like celebrities for like at least those 20 minutes and also throughout the season?
Yeah, I think to me, at least, the best part of seeing the kids and doing autographs after the game is it becomes a lot of familiar faces after a while between our kids camp that we do in the summer and then also just having a ton of games throughout the season. You start to see a lot of the same people at games. So maybe like last year, the year before, when we sort of first started doing autographs post game with this coaching staff, it was a lot of new faces. And by now, I think like I can speak for all 3 of us and say like we know some of the kids by first name, and it's instead of saying hi, nice to meet you, it's like, hey, great to see you at another game. And so I think that's like it's almost something you look forward to after the game rather than like something we have to do. It's something that we want to do. We want to go see our fans and see the kids especially.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go back to what you were talking about, Logan, mentioning with Kaety, with now being here for 3 years. I think one thing that's changed obviously this year is now you're a captain of this team. And I think my question to you is, one, kind of how has that changed your perspective on the team? And also maybe 1 or 2 previous captains of the team that you have kind of taken some, I guess, advice from or maybe leaned on a little bit in this role now.
Yeah, like I knew I wanted a bigger role coming into the season, and getting to work alongside with Beach and Nelly as captain, like something that I was really looking forward to. And I like you mentioned, there's been so many phenomenal leaders that this program has seen, and I've been lucky enough to learn from and be like led by. I think one of the biggest ones was Isa last year. Like, she was just such a radiant personality, like on and off the court, and like you knew everything she was saying was like coming from her heart, and she was just such a genuine person. And I think she was like the perfect example of like how to make things fun in like a serious environment. So I think she was someone that was really easy to get to grow from and learn from. And then I think one of the biggest ones for me, she wasn't a captain, but in my book, she was no doubt Nicole Gallagher my freshman year. Like, there's hundreds of conversations I've had with Nikki G that just like mindset shift. Like, you hear the story she would tell me, and like you're just like, wow, she's just a phenomenal person and like a phenomenal teammate. And I was so lucky to learn from her, especially like being a young freshman. I think she just had the experiences like Alli and Beach, you said. She just was a great person and really took me under her wing my freshman year.
Yeah, I think, we've had a lot of great leaders. Nikki G, I've seen come back a few times. She was there with some of the winning teams as well. So it's been pretty cool. It's cool to anytime you have a program, right, where you continue to bring people back, even 2-3 years post-grad, and I'm sure all the other ones would have came back. A good amount of them are overseas right now, so obviously that trip is a little bit more difficult. But I want to kind of transition into this year, right? There has been, a ton of ups and, some of the downs. As we're filming this episode, it's the 2nd of February. So That loss last week against Quinnipiac, obviously probably not the ideal outcome, right? What has been the discussion, without telling me too much, about, how do you guys rebound from that? Obviously, Sacred Heart was a great win, but returning home on Thursday with that taste in your mouth, I'll ask you, Lauren, what's the mindset going into Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we're a competitive team and we want to win games, so no one's ever happy after a loss. But I think this year, this team specifically, when we faced that type of adversity, it was very encouraging and almost like a little bit refreshing for people to like be in the locker room immediately right after the game and be like, man, like we should have had that game. Like we could have done some things better, but also the general consensus, I feel like as we like broke it down and we all left after the game was like, we just need to like turn the page. I think actually Sydney Scott said, like, we just need to turn the page, pick ourselves up tomorrow, like look back at the game, be really specific about what we need to do better, what we need to fix. But just in general, like there wasn't ever an attitude of like feeling bad about ourselves. There wasn't any vibe of like the team starting to split and crack in certain areas. If anything, I feel like everyone sort of picked each other up a little more and just tried to do the next best thing that we could do.
Alli, from your perspective, obviously a little bit different of a look at it. You've been in huge games in the Big Ten and coming here to the MAC. What has it been like, maybe the transition of, yeah, sure, I mean, two different conferences, but the super competitive conferences at the end of the day. What are the differences between the two conferences, if any at all?
I mean, yeah, they're both competitive. Basketball is basketball at the end of the day, but I'm lucky to play with absolutely amazing teammates. So we compete against each other first and foremost every day in practice. But one thing that I haven't quite, had or tasted enough in February and January is winning games. I really like non-conference at Penn State. We usually handle our business, but getting into conference, it was tough every single night, and I didn't win in January, February, March as much as I wanted to. So now that I'm here at Fairfield and obviously historically amazing program, winning in January, February, March, like I'm excited to be on this side of things now and winning games and competing out there every night. But like I said, conference is competitive, but we push ourselves every single day in practice against each other, and that's how we ultimately get better to put the product that we put out there on the court. But yeah, basketball is basketball. It's it's competitive everywhere you go at the Division I level. But like I said, I'm happy to be here winning games in February and in March. So
We're happy to have you.
thanks.
Yeah, kind of going back to what we were talking about with you, Beach, with the Quinnipiac game. I think there's definitely been, I mean, me personally, obviously being at the tournament last year when you guys played them in the championship and beat them, but obviously you guys also lost to them in the regular season last year. So it's kind of been a little bit of a back and forth between the two of you guys recently. I guess my question is to you, Katy, like how has that kind of impacted you guys as a team, and what does that rivalry kind of bring to the MAC?
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting game. We all knew Quinnipiac was going to be a really good game. I think it's good to face that adversity in February and get like a taste of a really good team. And obviously, I wish we had won that game. And like Beach said, there's a million things we can go back and could have done differently. And I think it just kind of fueled our fire. So I think that's something this team hasn't faced a ton of this in conference, I guess. So obviously, like no loss is like a good loss, but I think seeing how to bounce back and like knowing that this team can rally is really going to be huge for us. And I think facing this adversity now instead of in March is really good.
Yeah, 100%. I'm writing a story right now, and won 50 of 51 MAC games before that game Thursday night. So that's pretty incredible. I mean, honestly, you're right, though. If we're being honest, not a ton of adversity, at least in conference. What is it like for not only in conference, the game was on ESPNU, which is awesome. This rivalry has kind of emerged into like a national level rivalry. I'll start with you, Katy. What is that like, seeing the growth over the last 3 years?
I mean, yeah, that's what you want. You want to be put in that spotlight because knowing that's our goal in March is to be on national television in those games. So I think it's huge, and I think both teams deserve it, and it's a great opportunity to put a spotlight on really good teams and really good players. So I think continuing to grow this program and even just the MAC in general, I think letting everyone know that we're a legit conference and putting our names out there is really good.
Yeah, going back over to you, Beach, I think that one of the things that I've definitely noticed in terms of how you guys have scheduled this year is definitely the teams that you guys played in the non-conference were a lot more competitive than previous years. Namely, like obviously the Vegas tournament, and then obviously you guys going to the DMV area and playing Howard and playing Richmond. How has that kind of prepared you guys for later on in the season and getting into late February and into March?
Yeah, I think shout out to Coach Blake. He always puts together the non-conference schedule, and he always does an awesome job with our matchups and getting to go cool places and play against really talented teams. So this non-conference season especially was a lot of fun, the games that we got to play in. And I would just add to that our program, our coaches, like even all of us players talk about, we don't want to just be a team who goes out there to like compete and play really hard and like give these top schools a tough game. Like we want to, at the end of the season, obviously while focusing game to game, we still have the goal at the end of the season to not just go out there and compete, but actually be winning games postseason and go to March Madness and win games there. So I think having experience against teams like that in the non-conference really helps kind of give us like a marker of what we're doing well and what we need to get better to be able to win games at that level.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a topic of conversation that, made it to March, and obviously you're right. You want to win games at that level. I'll ask you, Alli, what do you think is the driving force? If you would have put one characteristic on this team right now that you feel is their biggest strength, what would you say?
I think, first of all, we're a super unselfish team, and we're all genuinely happy for each other when like someone else has a great night and succeeds. So I think that's going to carry us, far into March. But we're also just like very competitive, and we make everything a competition. We push each other in practice. But yeah, so I'd say those couple things: very unselfish. Genuinely happy for each other, love each other, and we compete every single day. So yeah. I think that can be our identity. It has been, and it will continue throughout the rest of the year.
Point guard's pretty good too. Now I got to say,
no doubt, yeah.
Kaety, obviously some pretty good years in the past, but this one does it feel different? Obviously there are more numbers being put in the stat book. Is there a different feel? Is there a different vision of the floor? I have to know what has been different about this year than it has been maybe in your first two.
Honestly, I'd say nothing feels like crazy different. I think just at the end of the day, the ball goes in the hoop more now, and the numbers are just bigger because of that. People have to respect you more because of that. But I think like I put in the work, and I think it's just showing. And last summer, like I really sat down with E, and we kind of like mapped out a plan, and I was like, I want this, that, and that. And so I think just putting my head down and working towards that, I think the numbers just found their way there. But yeah, I think the ball just goes in the hoop a little bit more, and people have to guard you a little closer. And I have really good teammates around me to allow me to get the other numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree the ball goes in the hoop more. I think that is a fair statistic. However, there's one thing, I've talked many times about this with other people, and I think there's one thing that's been the biggest difference is I think you're seeing the floor more, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because the turnover number is way down, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you had a great freshman year, but I'm sure in the offseason that was definitely something to look at. How has that been different? Is it just a different approach maybe on specific actions? Is it a different mindset of just maturing? How has it been different for you?
I think it's a little bit of everything. So I think it came with getting my confidence up, trusting my teammates, trusting myself, and then just like opening my vision. Coachy, that's kind of something she would always say to me is like seeing the floor, like trying to like think before I go. But yeah, that's really been one of my biggest focuses in the past 2 off seasons is being able to be a great creator on my own, but for others as well. So getting that turnover number down was huge for me, and that was definitely something. I see what you mean. Like it does feel different, like in that aspect, where it's like I feel like I make passes that I might not have been able to make, or when I do something, if I had done it my freshman year, I probably would have got yanked. But like having that confidence and trust in myself and my teammates has definitely been really helpful in that aspect.
Yeah, no, I would completely agree with both your and Logan's assessment, but I would even also just say in watching you at practice and also in games, I think just one of the things that's also stuck out to me is just your aggressiveness this season in general. I think that you've just been a lot more aggressive especially on the offensive side of the ball, and it's definitely shown. Kind of going back to you, Beach. Obviously, we've talked about leadership a lot on this team. One person that I want to bring up, obviously because of her return this season with her recovering from her ACL tear, is Nelly. And I guess all three of you guys could probably speak a little bit to this, but what has her impact been? Obviously coming back this season for one final hurrah, and how has that impacted this team?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about Nelly is she's such a competitor. And I know Alli talked about earlier how we compete so hard against each other every day in practice to prepare ourselves for games. And I think just that edge and the energy that Nelly brings to practice, don't get me wrong, like when she was unfortunately sidelined last year, like you still felt her presence, you still heard her voice in the gym. But just being able to like be out there with her, playing either against her or with her, she just elevates the people around her, and you're sort of forced to play at her intensity and play with her effort when she's on the court with you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's a great offensive player, but she really sets the tone on defense for us, and it's hard to not want to be motivated and play as hard as she does. Watching her get up and pressure 94 feet and hound the ball. But she's also just a great person. She has so much experience. She is really intentional with her leadership and her words, and has great advice that can be directly applied to the next play or the very next action. And she's the ultimate competitor, and just makes people around her better. So.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off the defensive end thing and the energy, I think if there's a lull in our energy, like Nelly will be the first one to stand up, clap, like get in someone's face. So I think she's just a huge boost in our energy. And on the defensive end, like I'm just glad she's on my team and I don't have to get full court pressed by Nelly the whole 40.
Yeah, and I would, before you continue, Logan, I just would piggyback off specifically what Beach was saying. I just think that you really feel her presence whether or not she's on the floor or not. And obviously I asked the question just in general because I was curious what you guys had to say, but I do 100% agree with you that, you can hear her from you're sitting up in the 200s in the Leo and you still hear her. So anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear her all the way up there when I'm broadcasting. So I got a headset on too. So before Katy continues to go get better at her practice, I do want to get to this because I think it's really fun. And then we'll transition to Lauren and Alli will talk a little longer. This is called our quick fire round. I think, Katy, we did this with you last year.
Oh, I think we did.
What happens here is I have 10 questions, maybe less than that. I'm not a great math guy, but it's really quick. So I'll start with Alli, and then I'll go to Lauren, and then I'll go to Katy. This is how it's going to work. It's going to go real fast, so you gotta think of it right away, okay? And then we're going to go from question to question. We'll go in order in that. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, these are fun questions. If they're bad, Drew came up with them. I'll start with you, Alli.
Okay.
Best restaurant in Fairfield?
I'm blanking. Oh, my goodness. Blind Rhino.
I really like Centro for some Italian food.
Ooh.
I've never been there,
Good
but I
take.
should be.
Yep.
I'm terrible.
I'm going to go Sophie's.
Also good
That's
take.
I mean, that's
classic.
That's a classic. It's a
Excellent
classic.
Take. Excellent take.
If you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be and why?
What is it? Time travel or not time travel? Like quick transportation.
Oh,
What's
Tel-
that?
tel-
What's
tel-
that?
teleportation.
I
Yeah.
swear
Gotta be
I swear
next.
That was mine. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Why? Because so you can travel, just be there. I don't know. I hate being on the road.
Vacation,
Skip-
2 days.
skip
on your
traffic.
back.
Being,
Yeah, exactly.
being Niagara
Transport to
Canisius in
Buffalo
like
and
2
send it
minutes.
back.
yeah.
What do you got, Lauren? Gotta be different.
It's got to be different.
Gotta be different.
Definitely not mind reading. I think that would make me really anxious if I could hear what
Yeah,
someone thought about me.
100%.
I think I hurt my own
Um,
feelings.
I think it would be pretty cool to be able to fly if I can't transport.
He's like, Katie's got to think it's
Oh.
another one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say invisibility.
That's a
Ooh,
good. That's a good.
that's
one.
the one I
That's
would've
a good
chose.
one.
It's
That's
a good
one.
choice. The best part about being a Fairfield University women's basketball player?
Winning with my favorite people.
I think
Yeah.
you stole everybody's
I
answer
think
in the
so,
room.
right?
I'll just keep
Thank goodness I'm
stealing.
first.
Something new. Getting to be here training in the summer so close to the beach.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a
That's
great
That's a
benefit.
good one.
I'll be Drew and
I'd
I'll be here this
say-
summer, so that'll be good.
Probably the community that supports us.
All right, I like it. I'll start with Katie. I'll make it easier. Favorite cheat meal, if there's any cheat meal.
Yeah, if I do. I'm a huge ice cream girl. Like, I love a good ice cream sundae, good couple scoops.
All right, Beach.
I know I was gonna go sweet treat route, but now I'm thinking meal.
Oh,
Usually, maybe just like a really good burger and fries.
Valid.
Yeah.
speaking my language.
Valid.
I was gonna say that, but I'll go snack route if that's okay. I'm kind of changing the topic, but
It's your world.
I
We're just living in it. That's
love
all you.
chips. I'm a chip girl.
I'm
Like,
terrible.
yeah.
Like what specifically?
Oh man, all kinds. Sour cream
Okay.
and onions, salt
Okay.
and vinegar,
All right.
Doritos.
It's like I'll
I can
rephrase the
respect
question.
that.
If you're going to the gas station, what are you picking up?
Oh.
Yeah. So
Shit,
there's
stressed.
popcorners, the spicy queso.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Fire.
Wow.
What's it called? The buffalo chick. It's a pretzel company. The Pretzel Factory.
Oh,
buffalo
Oh.
chicken. Those are not buffalo chicken. Yeah, buffalo
Alex
chicken.
If you
got a
could
whole
tell,
cart apparently at the gas
Drew and I are
station.
pretty big guys. So
And then don't forget a sour candy. Trolley gummies or
Oh.
Airhead
Yeah.
Extreme Bites.
Oh.
I'm just
Or-
going
I
grocery
like
shopping.
grocery yeah.
You're
Okay,
going
I'm
for
done,
like
cut
as
off.
much sugar as possible.
Well, not all
Just
at
all
once.
the- Oh, I'm
just
not
like-
saying all
just
at once. I'm
one.
just
Max
saying
amount of
general.
calories
Yeah.
possible.
That cheat.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
Come
She's
on.
cheating.
Yeah.
She's gonna
I'm
cheat. She's gonna
cheating.
cheat good.
It's a meal.
Any game day superstitions?
Oh my god, yeah. I have to do my hair, obviously,
Uh-huh.
and I have an energy drink before every game.
Any specific?
If I played good the last game, I'll keep it the same. If I play bad, I switch it up.
All right,
It's pretty much the same with everything, including the hair.
fair enough.
Good, Leia.
Beach.
So it used to be I would always wear my hair in a bun, but I haven't the last couple games. So the second to that is I always go out and I get a coffee. Like I'll buy one out somewhere.
Do you
Sorry,
have a-
Allie, that was probably yours.
Do you have a preference of coffee around here?
So right now I've been hitting 7 Brew a lot. The new one in
That's the
Bridgeport.
place in
Okay,
Bridgeport.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a little bit of a drive. Katie knows this actually. Before a couple games ago, I caught some like a busy time there, and I was like stressed that I wasn't even gonna make it back when I needed to be back. So
Oh,
might have to find a closer spot, but.
Yeah, or just leave earlier. But
Yeah, right. Okay, I'll switch it up. I chew gum for every practicing game, but I'll always put a piece in for warm-ups and then get a new piece right before the game. And then I always retie my shoes right before the game
I
starts.
used to do
too.
that. Favorite movie? Back to Allie. Yeah, that's right.
I'd say Shawshank Redemption or Polar Express, which I know will get hate, but I love the Polar Express.
If you get hate for that, let me know.
Okay. You'll fight him for me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna have to go with The Sandlot. That was like a childhood classic for me.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
he's not gonna get excited for this.
I bring energy all the time.
So my teammates like give me a lot of hate for this one, but I have been obsessed with the Cat in the Hat since high school. It's like my comfort movie.
Since
He's like, isn't it time for you to
No,
go
since
train?
high school.
Bye, Lamb.
Yeah, that's my top.
I guess we'll move on. Sorry about that.
That's awesome.
Morning routine. I don't know. This is one of my new questions. It could be a terrible one, but I'm with it.
So we actually talked a lot about this as a team earlier on, like developing a routine and being consistent with it. So I'll get up, drink some water before we eat our first meal, which our strength coach recommended.
DK?
And then DK, of course, the guy. Yeah.
man.
Go.
I like a slow morning, so like maybe you read a little bit of a book, make some breakfast, and then go get coffee after, of course.
Okay. So no caffeine is ever drank on this team. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
No.
That you're
not an
looking
issue.
at caffeine.
It's not an issue at
Looking
all.
at caffeine.
Beach. What do you got?
So mine's pretty similar to Al because we're both old and we're in grad school, so we don't have morning class.
Yeah.
But yeah, my like big thing, like Allie said, and I don't know why I like latched onto this habit so much, but like DK had mentioned, drinking your water first thing in the morning and like even putting electrolytes in the water. Big on that. So that's like literally like I open my eyes, I have my water bottle full next to my bed, and I sit up and I start drinking my water. That's kind of like
That's
how I
it.
wake up in the morning.
Is there a specific? I know there's like I'm big on the Gator Light ones, the hydration ones. Is there like a
They
specific?
have like a specific one they use.
Element.
Yeah.
Oh, Element. Katie.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar. Like I have to have a big breakfast. Like breakfast is my most important meal for sure. And then about 95% of the time, I'll also have a coffee. And I've been really big on making my bed before I get my day started.
Making the bed.
But I have classes on like these two, so it's a pretty rushed morning.
Drew, do you make your bed? I feel like
Yeah.
you're not a guy that makes your bed.
Are you serious?
Oh, Drew is
Get
100%
out
a
of
guy.
here.
Drew is one of-
See,
I would've
they
bet
know-
money.
They know me
Get
better
real.
than you.
I would've put money
get
on
out
that,
of here.
that Drew makes
Get
his
out-
bed.
Get out of here.
I was here for a reaction. I know
Okay,
you make
maybe-
your
how
bed.
about,
I've been in your room.
how about
That's the
I
corners.
ask the last question?
Go ahead, buddy. Wait, can I tell the backstory first?
You sure?
Because I don't know if you've heard this. So I asked Blake this question,
Oh, God.
your guilty pleasure song last year.
Okay, so
and
you
this
need to
really
let
went
me
over
ask the
well.
question.
No, I'm gonna let you ask the question.
But go
Hold
ahead.
on, you know, choose your own. Guilty. Yeah, you can ask them. But when I asked him this question last year, Allie, you weren't here yet. But he literally told me because of the team, he blamed the team first. He goes Chapel Roan and blamed.
There's like two
I
people
think
on the
he
team. He's a
pioneered
liar.
Chapel Roan
So,
to our team.
I don't mean to call out Blake.
He's just.
But- Go ahead, Drew. Ask the question because you're so inclined.
Guilty pleasure song.
Thank
We'll
you,
start-
Drew.
We'll
Nice
start with
question.
you, Katie.
Oh God, guilty pleasure
Are you
song.
looking at your playlist?
My
Yeah, is
like
this cheating?
pregame playlist is like really all over the place.
It doesn't have to be something you listen to every day.
Yeah, but I feel like guilty pleasure is like something I really bump to.
Oh. You see my questions here? Look at what we're doing. Here. They're all in the
I mean,
phones
I
researching.
could
Look
come
at
up
this.
with a
Okay,
million
I'm
off the
honestly
top of
gonna
my
say
head.
I've been doing a lot of Michael Jackson lately.
Oh,
That's not guilty pleasure. That's good
Ooh,
music.
okay.
That's good.
Like what
or
specifically?
like rock,
Like what song specifically by Michael
like
Jackson?
Dirty Diana, Billie Jean.
Okay,
like,
okay,
those are the
okay.
go-tos.
Okay,
Just
okay.
like
Okay, okay.
moonwalking on the court. I like it. Okay.
Not that
Beach.
talented.
What did you find in the research, if anything?
See, I'm proud of my music taste. I
Yeah,
feel like
as you
there's
should be.
nothing guilty about any of the songs I listen to, guys.
Maybe
Yeah,
favorite.
weren't you the one
Maybe.
that was playing Olivia Dean at practice?
That's not guilty.
No,
Why she
Hey,
even-
I was like,
hey,
what's that?
No, we're talking about
Olivia-
her music taste over
Okay,
here.
just make
Simmer
sure I'm-
down over there.
So
What is my-
I'm trying to think of a specific one, but I am like, I might get a little hate for this, but I don't know, like a throwback like Katy Perry. Or
No,
Lady
that's fine.
Gaga
That's
or,
exactly
like,
what I think.
We've
You know
had
what I
Cat
mean?
and
Like,
Hat
that's-
mentioned. It can't be. There's
that's
no guilty here.
Firework.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like something like
Sure.
that, right?
Sure.
I'm not
20
here for the
2010s,
Cat in the Hat
like
slander.
early
Yeah.
pop
There's a
music.
new one coming out.
Yeah.
So.
I know,
Clearly,
I
they
see
did
that.
something right.
Yeah.
You find anything or not?
Okay, well, I'm not guilty about this, but
Okay.
I think maybe like not the vibe all the time in the gym is I like to listen to some like older like R&B songs.
Okay.
Okay.
This
like
one
Yeah,
song I
it's
listen to like at least 3 times a day, probably at least twice every
Mhm.
time I'm in the car. So Into You by Tamia. But like I can't play that
Okay,
pre-practice
okay.
because everyone's gonna be like, "You're putting us to sleep." So
Yeah.
I gotta
Every now
read the
and
room
then
on
you put one
Ox.
up.
every now and then.
You
We're
know.
not going to bed.
I gotta ask. So, I've asked this question to Lammy, I think, before, but for you guys, I haven't asked it. Lammy, I gotta ask, who's your mentor growing up? And I think I know the answer, but I'm not
Oh
positive.
God, now I'm nervous. Oh wait, I think you did because me and Coachy, growing up, my grandpa was like
Yeah.
huge Celtics
I
fan.
remember.
And I loved Larry Bird growing up. I thought he was so cool. Like his passes were so funny. He had that like trash talking. So like, I just think he was awesome to watch play, even though the highlights are in like black and white. But yeah, I just loved Larry Bird.
Go Celtics, anyways.
Yes.
Good.
Go
We
Celtics.
got
I'm
Alex.
gonna go with a mentor route because I thought of that first.
Okay.
So my trainer from like 7th grade through high school and even into college, Drew Shubik, he actually played at Sacred Heart, which
Whoa.
crazy,
my,
right?
My mouth is
Kinda
quiet.
crazy.
I don't say it.
Silenced.
But yeah, he was like huge throughout my my development as a basketball player, but as a person too, like preaching confidence, preaching so many different things. But yeah, shout out to Drew, not shout out to Sacred Heart, shout out just to Drew Shubik.
Now I gotta ask, when you committed here, what was his reaction?
He was happy for me. He was happy for
Really?
me. I promise.
He was
yeah.
happy.
Alright.
He was.
Wow.
Maybe
Alright.
he was. Maybe he was being fake. Behind
He was
my
probably
back,
biting his
tongue, but
no,
that's alright.
He was happy for me.
Sacred Heart, it's out of love, except when we play you.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a classic route to go, but honestly, I feel like my dad, like I think both my parents were like my biggest supporters growing up, but my dad was the one that would like really be in the gym with me or like go to the court at the park with me. And like what's really cool about growing up with him as a mentor is he wasn't the type of parent that was like screaming at me from the sideline, like forcing me to get in the gym, forcing me to work out. He was kind of the opposite. Like he never wanted to be the one to initiate me wanting to get better. Like he wanted that to come from myself. Like he wanted me to have that hunger myself. So like anytime I asked him to work out with me or anything like that, like he would always be there. He would always travel with me for AAU. But he also like instilled in me that idea of like you got to want it for yourself.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, all great. Larry Legend. That's a great answer. I think trainer that went to Sacred Heart was not on my bingo card.
He did play basketball.
But if he
there,
played
too.
there,
yeah,
not
I just
bad,
looked him up.
not
He
bad.
averaged 11 a game in the senior
Did you?
season.
Drew?
Yeah.
11 a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, that's my guy. Rick, really,
Good for him.
Really my
Yeah.
guy.
We do. It's
Yeah.
all good, and definitely
They weren't in
parents.
the MAC at that time, though. So it's
NEC?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's all right then.
It's
That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah,
It's all good.
That's fine.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I'm here to make a pitch. Okay, it is the 2nd of February. Old friend comes to town on Thursday. Carly Fisher returns to Fairfield for the first time since she transferred. Pretty cool. Last time, guys went to the kids game. Probably pretty loud. I could hear it through the television when I was watching. They're coming back here. Maris is coming to Fairfield on Thursday. Then, as Lauren mentioned, we got the Pink Out game, 1 o'clock on Saturday versus Iona. And then, can't believe it, guys, but there's not a lot of games left.
I know.
It's crazy. There is 7 games left. That's it. 7.
Yeah. 7
Wow.
regular season.
Regular
Right.
season.
Regular
Come
season.
on.
We
The
got
key
like,
word there is
we got like
regular
15
season.
left in us,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think. 7 regular season, then the MAC tournament starts on the March 5th. As we understand, you guys are super busy. Katie, I've made you 10 minutes late to whatever training you're going to. I apologies. But it was great to have you guys here. It was great to kind of see you outside in a different lens. Obviously, we see you in the basketball after games or practices or whatever, but it was great to kind of take that away a little bit, jump out of the classroom. Drew, any words from you?
No.
I have one question, actually, before we finish.
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask everybody,
Okay.
and you're going to be quiet for the next 3 minutes.
Oh, great.
Okay? Allie, is Drew the easiest person to guard in practice?
Wow. This is mean.
Drew, close your ears. No, I'm kidding. Drew is not the easiest person to guard in practice. I stand by
Okay.
it.
Drew's in the running. I don't know if
Oh,
people
yeah?
know this. Drew's in the running for most improved practice
Oh,
player.
he's
Did you
no
hear
doubt most improved.
like,
Did you hear
like
this?
A
This
front
is
runner,
backfired.
Like a
You
front
just
runner.
you just
Yeah.
blew you just got blown
Wait a
up
minute,
by all 3
I'm
of
not
them.
done. I'm not done. Is Drew's jump shot broken?
It's not broken.
Oh, Lammy's got comments on
not
the end.
broken.
Look at this.
It's not broken.
It's not broken.
He's not shooting like 40%, but
Yeah.
like, well, you're
Hey,
the contestant.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say about my jumper. Okay,
I've seen it.
This is what I tell the coaches. I tell them this. I tell the other practice players this. There's enough shooters that are practice players that I don't have to worry about shooting.
okay.
I
This is
focus
true.
on I
not
focus
his
on
job.
I
Exactly.
focus on playing in the post.
Play your role.
And that's what I and that's
Play your role.
and that's helpful. So that's all I
He's
that's
not
all I
wrong
figure to do.
at all.
And if I'm open on the 3, if I feel like shooting, I'll shoot it. And sometimes it goes in. And generally when I choose to shoot, it does go in. So I don't take a lot of 3-pointers in practice, but when I do, they do go in.
He's a low
So-
volume
Well said.
kind of guy.
Low volume.
Yeah.
Low volume, high percentage.
All right, low volume, high percentage. All right. Anyways, all jokes aside, Drew, thanks for coming, man. It was fun. We've never done one of these together
Yeah,
before.
it was great.
Guys, best of luck in the rest of the season.
Thank
It's going to
you.
be fun. I'm
Thank
very
you.
excited to be along with you. I will be there in Atlantic City with you and
Let's
wherever you
go.
go
Thanks
for having
afterwards.
us.
So I will
Thanks,
be there.
guys.
Have fun. Enjoy it for Lauren, for Allie. I don't know if you'll ask her, Lauren, but definitely in the final year, Allie. But have fun, enjoy it, and thanks for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You got
Thank
it.
you so much.